Good evening, my friends. This is Paul, and this is an on-the-spot video that I just thought of like a couple of minutes ago that I wanted to give as partially a thank you and also partially an apology. And I have two video games that I have reviewed to thank for that: Kirby Star Allies and Life is Strange: True Colors. Before I get into those two games, let me give you a brief history lesson of how my YouTube channel has handled gaming reviews. The very first game that I reviewed was The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3D for the, 3DS back in March of 2016. Back then, I had very limited experience with technology. I had barely just rebooted my YouTube channel, so I was still learning how webcams work and what 240p versus 360p even meant. And so for me, I thought that because I was a successful public speaker, that just people listening to what I had to say would suffice, and that they wouldn't be so picky about quality. And some of those old reviews did do pretty well for those people that understood that I was more about my words than my presentation. However, around give or take 2017 and 2018, I started to realize that I was going to have to up my game if I was going to continue my goal of being a gaming channel. Because it was around the time that I reviewed Kirby Star Allies when someone, I won't say his name in case he wants to be anonymous, kept saying that my video quality was atrocious and that I should invest in a capture card device, which I did. And I have been using that ever since 2018. I think I've only made like 4 or 5 reviews without it since then, and usually it was due to either technical difficulties or the game was just too boring to show footage of. But for the most part, I have tried really hard to use that capture device, and have even counted how many games I've reviewed with a capture card, and I believe that number is now 202. But that still wasn't enough for some people. Then I was going into 2022, so I had been reviewing games with my capture card for about 5 years, and I made my Life is Strange: True Colors review, which I thought was amazing until someone commented that it was only in 240p, either that or Mario Party Superstars, one of those two games. And I thought, 240p? Even I know that that's atrocious. And I made a very angry post on my community tab expressing how frustrated I was that no one bothered telling me that my videos were being uploaded in that quality, because I would always watch the videos for myself after uploading them, and they looked totally fine to me in the playback. So I thought that that's what you guys were going to see on YouTube. So ever since I found out about that issue, I have always made sure after I've finished editing a review that after I click export, I go into my settings and I make sure to put it in 1080p resolution, which is like the bare minimum of HD, so I've heard. I make sure it's at least 60 frames per second, which is the standard for good gaming consoles nowadays, and I make sure the quality is set to high. Hopefully that's good enough. I'm sure there will come a day where I'll need to do better, but, you know, I gotta save hard drive space somehow. And I just wish that there was a way that I could go back to those old reviews and retroactively change them to be at that quality, but I just don't know how, and even if I did, that would probably take up way too much time. So I just hope that newcomers to my channel who come to my channel because of my gaming reviews can realize that I'm actively trying to make an effort to make them high quality. Maybe not as well edited and sequenced as like the big companies like GameXplain, but at least to the point where the quality is tolerable, the editing cuts feel natural, and I can showcase enough of the music. So I'm hoping that I can get this video pinned to my channel so that newcomers can see it right away, and I'll also be working on ranking the first 200 games I reviewed with footage, and those will all be in high quality. So hopefully you can see that I have the files to do it, I just didn't have the expertise to make the files up to snuff. So with that, thank you very much for listening. After I'm finished editing this, I'll probably put some gaming footage over this so that I don't have to share my mug, because I didn't comb my hair, so I thought you guys wouldn't want to see that. And my sister's probably over here smirking at me as I'm talking. So with that, I'd like to thank my patrons, Matthew Rakowski, Splatcat, and Sploon Ghost. You guys have really helped me pay the bills this month. I cannot thank you enough. And until the next time, remember to keep the faith, stay epic, and God bless. Bye!